Solid 2,000 gold lead early in this one, but they haven't exerted themselves. Oh, but the hook in from Nautilus finds Zyra again, but Diana is here, finds the backline, double knockup onto MXL, and now Creon turning towards Rare Atom won't have a chance in this one, and that is a double kill going good, which are not. I generally see mostly the Sheen items, although we might see a hook out from Rare Atom onto Bamatide, who's locked up with a 3-man root. Big engage from Hecarim is going to take out Bamatide, but all the ultimates are landing from PTP, but it's not going to kill anyone just yet. That means the equalizer is still there and burning. Nyla wasn't at the play yet, and it's a disaster for PTP. Their ADC wasn't quite out, and I do think that AA are going to get out. I don't think they want more. Tadeusz does want more, though. It is slowly getting chunked out by the Flames, but they're doing so much. Stoppable onslaught coming out from XT is going to take down the Ornn. Bamatide is up next. But PTP are going forward, looking for the combo, and they find a big 1-on-3. Ornn ult is through, Zyra ult is through, and they finally find the Wombo going under tower. Rare Atom's gonna drop, Katarina's gonna drop, the Crocodile on the back's gonna do everything they can, but this might be a PTP victory.
Okay, all we gotta do is take down the raid boss Crocodile. Godzilla going down, got myself a new.
Welcome, everybody, to our last game of the evening, Cloud9 versus Art of War Esports. I'm RLS's War Leader, and joining with me once again is Fish.
Howdy again, everybody. Unfortunately, we do have a sub top laner for Cloud9. We got a Mexit that's sexy in the top lane. Also, unfortunately, yesterday, Art of War did decide to forfeit their game.
Yeah, that was awkward circumstances if you were around for that one. So even though their record says 5-2, they're actually 4-3 right now. So also, I didn't see it on the lock-in, but on the draft we see that it's actually Trollsing you in the top lane once again, and didn't really get a chance to showcase themselves in the game that was cut short against RLS. So if that is truly them in the top lane, then we're going to actually get a showcase of how well they can play.
I certainly hope so. I always love watching some top lane gameplay. Another thing to point out is that CEO of Bard did change his name to iThrowMeeps, so iThrowMeeps is not a sub, that is CEO of Bard. As you can see, we do have the first ban Bard, as is usual.
Bard ban is coming out. Mordekaiser, another very popular pick in FOF. Lucian taken away from Music Boy. I'm a little surprised.
Nothing says FOF like B1 Mordekaiser.
Oh, but what about B1 Karma? That one's coming in probably for iThrow Meeps, who's played it quite well in the couple games that he's gotten it, even though Cloud9 haven't won any of their games in the first round robin, and Hecarim ever present in these
ever
games.
Popular Hecarim build. Yeah, I mean, oh man, MF Hecarim, Meta Slaves, okay, very strong champions coming out.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been every FOF game I've played since the patch has featured a MF and a Hecarim in it.
I mean, those champions are so strong. You saw the hot fix on MF, and she's still, you know, blasting solo queue.
Absolutely. And Cloud9 looks like they are going to respond with Jhin, so a pretty early game-centric bot lane that should be able to get a lot of poke early, along with
Malzahar. I am pretty concerned about the Malzahar pick this game, because you really don't have the range to be ulting Misfortune. Maybe he's looking to ult Hecarim after he goes in, but I think you're going to get blown up by MF that way.
Yeah, this might be another game where Cheeky Blinders is going to pick that Vi that we've seen a few times, because it is so imperative to stop Misfortune from getting that bullet time off. And Art of War on that red side third pick are going to lock in Xerath.
That is so strong into Malzahar. That is a terrible matchup for Malzahar. Anything that outranges you and can push the wave pretty well, I mean, it's going to be really, really hard time for Gonzo here in the mid lane. I would really like to see some dive coming out from either the top lane or the jungle of Cloud9, because otherwise they're gonna have a just impossible time dealing with Misfortune.
Yeah, and it is really awkward to sort of, I mean, blue 4-ing your jungler isn't a bad thing, I would know. I just got to play a Crab not too long ago. That was a lot of fun. But generally, you want to pick your jungler in that early rotation so that you don't have your mid lane counterpicked so easily, and you force your opponent to show one of their solo lanes. But the way that this draft is progressing, Art of War can easily put Cloud9 in a state where they get counterpick in both solo lanes.
I mean, so far, I've got to get this draft to Art of War. I mean, all their champions are so powerful. The mid lane counterpick's huge. And then, you know, there's not a whole lot of opportunities for Cloud9 to really come back from this other than picking, like, very hard dive champions. But again, you see the Vi gets banned, the Fiora gets banned. You see the Aatrox lock, pretty good line pick.
Yeah, Aatrox is definitely a pretty strong blind pick, and going to be saving that support pick till last is not an uncommon... It's an uncommon strategy for FOF, but it's not an uncommon strategy as far as competitive fives goes in League of Legends. Or Riri going to be able... Well, but it is a little weird, though, because they're trying to
force Karma into the support role, I think. They're threatening the support counterpick.
Yeah, but man, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like Aatrox would have such a good time in a Karma top.
I would say so, yeah. Karma probably has a pretty hard time. I don't think anyone's going to play Karma top, but yeah, she does have a hard time at Aatrox for sure.
Shyvana is going to be the pickup, and that really could go top or jungle, pretty strong in both roles.
Absolutely.
At the moment.
Oh, absolutely. I'm really curious to see whether they pick a top lane or a jungler here. I think Shyvana top with PTA is so powerful. A Mumu, it is going to be Shyvana top.
Yeah, barring anything crazy, that is going to be a Mumu in the jungle for Cheeky Blinders, which does have an amount of dive, and Shyvana does as well, but both of them don't have an easy time disrupting Misfortune.
Hey, this could be the timeline where we see Karma top, and it's a Mumu support. We don't know.
It is possible. I don't know if Mexi plays it, because we haven't seen them play in FOF, and it is going to be a Riri as well. Now that is a champion that I haven't seen too much of. Beneficiary of some buffs on the most recent patch, and Riri loves this champion.
I think the champion is certainly a lot stronger now, but I'm still pretty skeptical considering how bad she was before the buffs. I'm interested to see if, if Riri can make this one work. Definitely a lot of CC coming out from Art of War. Pretty big combo potential. I would really love to see how Cloud9 is gonna, play these team fights with that much engage from Art of War.
Yeah, I would definitely want to be on Red Side's composition for this game. I think they have an easier time playing out these fights. And Cloud9 are a little split on how they want to play the team fight, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can get ahead and just lane pressure alone. We've seen it a few times. Like, I remember C9 actually got a pretty decent lead into INT, and they definitely picked up a lead into RLS, but they haven't been able to convert it into any Ws yet.
Yeah, and you are the kind of guy that likes to go fast, I think, so you'd probably rather be on the Hecarim here than the Amumu, I'd say, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. RLS secret, I hate him. I don't like that
Both
champion at all.
ADCs running Ghost, MF Ghost. I have not seen that one before.
Oh.
Pretty unorthodox, but it is going to allow you to kite a lot better in these team fights. I know INT's ADC, Kenny Hammerspike, was saying that Misfortune with the Q changes, it's so much easier to kite on her. So that kind of explains the Ghost change.
Yeah, I can understand that. 3 ghosts picked up overall for the side of AWE on the Hecarim, on the Xerath, and on the Misfortune. It's going to give them a lot of team fight maneuverability, which could be really important because we said that the dive from the side of C9, it exists, but it's not very consistent.
It's not great. It really is just Shyvana, I think. There's not a whole... I mean, maybe a Mumu can get something done, but there's not a whole lot of damage on C9's team, so I don't think diving is going to be a big part of their game plan this game. We did end up knocking off the Malzahar passive. Xerath did end up knocking off the Malzahar passive. Fortunately, it's back up already, knocking it off again. Pretty good start for Xerath here.
Yeah,
Aatrox
first strike damage.
Aatrox looking to do some damage, but Aatrox Q level 1 just does... I mean, literally, I'm not gonna lie to you, it does less damage than an auto attack.
Yeah, and really all Shyvana Top wants to do is just kind of hang out and collect farm. Really interesting to see Shyvana take Flash. You don't normally see that in top lane. She functions pretty well on Teleport Ghost or Teleport Ignite or Ignite Ghost, really any sort of combination of the summoner spells. I'm sure you can throw an Exhaust in there, but Flash is actually one of the least seen summoner spells on Shyvana Top. So,
100%. Yeah, you take Ghost on Shyvana, you can run down any champion level 6. It's disgusting.
Ariri does go in level 1 with the Rel, does find a little bit of damage, but I would say the trade goes in favor of C9 there, and it means they're probably going to hit level 2 first, and Ariri still not mounted, might be in a lot of trouble here. The mounted move speed was turned up. The snare is going to hit. Ariri flashes in onto I Throw Meeps. Music Boy trying to finish off Letters, getting out on very little HP. C9 bot lane looking dominant so far.
Oh, absolutely fantastic trade from the bot lane there. We do see Aatrox going in on Shyvana. I would probably give this early game matchup to Aatrox, but again, Shyvana's probably got D-Shield. She's probably got second wind. I think she's going to be completely fine to just chill farm up, get her items going, hit level 6, and after that point, I think then she can really start, playing the video game.
Yeah, and with the HP bars being this close, I'm actually kind of impressed with how well the Shyvana is able to trade. Sort of press the attack and the bite, doing 2 auto procs is pretty strong with that rune.
PK procs. You'd be surprised how much damage that champion can spit out. It really is crazy.
Yeah, but mainly it's just going to be about the long game scaling up. Oh, but Cheeky Blinders is getting caught. Tower Shot is going to keep the Shyvana safe at the end of the day.
Mumu and Hecarim are both top side. Might see some violence going on up here.
Yeah,
Aatrox is walking down. He sees Mumu took the scuttle.
Yeah, and Mumu is rewarded for not taking those Krugs, able to get to the Scuttle Crab first. And I'm curious if... Oh, I just realized that Cheeky Blinders is top and a Mexi that's sexy is the jungle. I actually didn't notice that.
No, I didn't notice that either. Oh my god, okay. Alright.
That's interesting. We've seen Cheeky Blinders play a lot of jungle. Oh my goodness,
Shyvana is in trouble.
So much damage! First blood over to Trollsing you! Cheeky Blinders picking off a little more than they can chew in that one. As Shyvana really just want to sit back and farm, and now Gonza's in trouble. Total Trash in the mid lane is going to use that devastating charge onto Gonza, forced to use that flash.
Yeah,
the map is looking AWE right now.
Definitely really nicely played by Aatrox there. Once you get level 4 and you get the second point in your Q, you really start doing damage. He went in, he knew his power spike, and Shyvana just got picked up.
Yeah, and Cheeky Blinders still wants more, is not winning these trades in the middle of the enemy minion wave. Oh my goodness, Guilty! Fighting so much damage, flash forward, auto attack! Styled on by the Xerath! Looking so good on this champion. 3rd game now for Guilty on this one.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic play there from Art of War. We get the solo kill mid lane, solo kill top lane. The solo lanes are chilling right now. They are so happy with themselves, I guarantee you. As a solo laner, all you want to do is...
Oh, not another one!
Oh my god,
huge! Oh my goodness! Top lane is a tragedy for C9. Cheeky Blinders looking very uncomfortable in the different role and just being so aggressive in a matchup where really you're fine to just hang out, but now Aatrox at 2-0.
Oh man, this looks like my game earlier today.
Oh, Ariri is going to go in on the bot lane. We're seeing fighting everywhere. Music Boy does
Boy's
not
got
have
no
any
mana.
That's going to make it really tough, but I Throw Meeps does such a good job peeling. And once Rel uses that W, even with the buffed unmounted move speed, it is so hard.
Slowest champion in the game. Yeah, she's just got nothing she can do to follow up. I mean, Misfortune maybe could have ghosted after them, but I don't think they were going to pick anything up. I think they made the right decision just zoning them out of lane. Maybe they get a little bit of a XP advantage, a little bit of a CS advantage out of it.
Yeah, so things going really well for Art of War so far. In fact, they're going to pick up a nice XP and CS lead in the bottom side of the map as a result of that engage from Morel. And they're going to move over to the Dragon as well. So really, AWE are winning all sides of the map. All objectives so far.
Yeah, this big Hextech Dragon pickup, and Mumu might end up going for the steal. I don't think he's going to be able to get it. They're pulling it out. Aatrox is going for that Eclipse build. You guys already know how much I love the Aatrox Eclipse build. He's going to be doing a lot of damage this game if he ends up making it work, if he stays ahead.
Riri goes in on Mexi. Total Trash is in trouble. Smites for HP. The null is in for Gonza, and it's going to take out Total Trash. Riri now in trouble.
Oh, Malzahar, huge in this fight.
Are cleaning up AWE, who are on the map just a little too long.
Oh, that was disastrous for Art of War. It was so terrible. I mean, the Malzahar ult was so good. Picking up Hecarim like that, and Amumu managed to stay alive the whole time. I thought he was dead for sure.
Yeah, and a game that looked so good for Art of War is now all of a sudden very slightly C9 favored in terms of gold.
Are we gonna see Cloud9 pick up their first win? I'm rooting for them, absolutely. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Where are you, chat? Spam this wine to help C9. Where's it at? Riri looking it on Music Boy, but oh my goodness, he's so fast that outruns Rel's Crashdown. That's actually crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, what is that? What's the copy pasta? Cloud9, where the men are fine.
Yep, you better believe it. And
yeah, the Hextech Dragon is actually huge early game. Getting that ability haste helps so much. And then again, you see the gold is actually even at this point, despite the fact that Aatrox is 2-0. He's up, 20 CS. That team fight was so good for Cloud9. Oh,
and unfortunately, we do have a pause coming through. It looks like the ADC Music Boy is having some connection issues at the moment. So hopefully this doesn't go on too long. But let's talk about the current state of the game.
I mean, after that last Dragon fight, I'd say Cloud9's actually ahead. Having the early Hextech Drake is definitely more than a 200 gold advantage for for Art of War. We do see Aatrox pretty huge with that Dirk and the double longsword. We see Hecarim's got his Sheen already.
And we do get back into the game, thank goodness. I think after our game versus AWE, I'm always going to have panic attacks about pauses, just for the rest of my life.
Yeah, right? It was a 5-minute pause?
It was a 9-minute pause, and then we didn't play any more video game, unfortunately. But Music Boy is now in trouble. Letters is catching him out. Flash forward from Arrear is going to find Music Boy in a bad position, and he's going to... okay, no, we're rewinding.
Looks like we got a chrono break here.
Well, all good. So we do have to replay this one, and we are going to see Music Boy getting caught out once again. Live HD is going to drop quite quickly.
Boom.
Letter, you're picking that one up, and it's no longer even.
No longer even. That's really bad. That's really bad for Cloud9. I mean, Jin loses so much CS out of that, especially if Art of War can shove this wave in, and then, Karma's nowhere to be seen to pick up that XP. You're always taking that risk when you have your support roam that, your ADC gets picked up, and unfortunately, Art of War was able to really, capitalize on that.
Yeah, Karma not finding some minions, I suppose, and covering for Shyvana, but definitely not worth.
No, definitely not worth. I mean, the gold on Misfortune is so powerful now. That champion is so strong.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Oh, Total Trash is ghosting in the mid lane.
Ooh, huge flash.
Flash is able to get past the onslaught of shadows in the nick of time. Very well played by Gonza to stay alive during that one. And Hecarim has gotten a lot of resources, but not a lot of kills.
Gorgeous Aatrox combo. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed by Trolls and you. That was an absolutely gorgeous Aatrox combo. Goes QW, Qs to the side to get extra range on it, and then finishes the last Q after the pull.
Absolutely, someone who knows their champion, and a champion as good as Aatrox right now, it really pays to have that that little extra bit of expertise, and we're seeing it up in this top lane. As Cheeky Blinders is down 35 CS, and
he's having a hard time up there on the Shyvana.
Yeah, luckily, C9 are going to pick up the Rift Herald. Oh, Cheeky Blinders might be in a lot of trouble. Total Trash
Total
is
Trash
coming
going
in.
in.
3 versus 3 up here
The
at the
Aatrox
Rift
ult coming
Herald.
out.
Nexi, that Sexy, does pick up the Rift Herald. Cheeky Blinders finds Total Trash, but the Amumu is going to drop Suppression out onto Trollsing You, but Riri is here and is going to find a massive Magnet Storm. And I think Gonza might actually be out. So close, Aatrox flashes forward. And overall, it is just 2 for Rift Herald at the end of the day.
Yeah, Trollsing You is just too huge on this Aatrox. You see Malzahar doesn't have his item built, so even though they ulted the Aatrox, just doesn't do any damage, and he was able to just come out of it, pick up the Amumu, get the ult reset, and carry the fight through.
Yeah, Rift Herald, importantly, did get picked up by Amumu in that fight, so we're going to have to see how C9 utilize that objective, because they certainly didn't come out ahead in gold there. Oh, fight in the bot lane, I think it's just going to be...
Music Boy's got to be careful.
Yeah, the Ghost Out from Letters means that this bullet time
just
is going to land.
barely
a lot of
lives.
Damage.
That is Misfortune ult gone.
Yeah, and that does give room for Music Boy to sort of get back into this lane, but a Riri, even without Summoner spells, even without Magnet Storm, is actually such a threat to this Jin's life. And Karma can only peel so much. So it's going to be interesting to see if they look for a dive here. We see Hecarim is in the bottom side jungle encountering a Amumu right now. I might actually interrupt the dive, force Total Trash to go into that Amumu, and it does give C9 a little bit of reprieve to have their jungler.
Yeah, just Q's to the Krugs. You know, casually's okay. Unfortunately here, you do see that Aatrox up in the top lane's already got his Eclipse. You see Xerath's got his Ludens, and you see Malzahar's got his Leandri, so we get the first item starting to come out. Aatrox with the double buffs going in on Shyvana here.
Oh my goodness, this might just be another kill. Cheeky Blinders drops to 200. Trollsing is not willing to push it more, but the amount of CS and XP that's just being lost in top lane. Cheeky Blinders is being so greedy to stay. Trollsing is just gonna pick that one up. You can't.
I mean, Aatrox is so far ahead at this point. Oh, we see a big move.
The second mummy comes out, the suppression comes out, and that does mean that Guilty is going to get dropped. But a Riri and Total Trash are here with the big AoE ultimates, putting Amumu to, putting Malzahar to rest. Vexy, that Sexy, trying to get out, manages to evade the Rel, but still in a lot of trouble.
And I think Amumu's dead here. I don't see how he escapes, especially Aatrox showing up now.
Flash just needs that. Total Trash is going to pick that one up. An assist coming in for Aatrox, who's now 5-0-1. Monster performance coming in from the sub top laner. Oh, this is so rude. Is going to look to just...
Oh my god.
Not let Cheeky Blinders get
how much damage that Eclipse Aatrox is putting out.
Oh my goodness, Cheeky Blinders is at half HP for just trying to walk the lane.
I mean, you know, that's how top lane goes sometimes. It comes with the, you know, it comes with the job description, unfortunately.
Yeah, and unfortunately for C9, it is going to be AWE probably picking up this Drake. They've started it up, and you know, their members are on the way, but I think at this point, with the amount of items that are built in, the dragon is going to fall before we can ever get towards that Drake, although we could see another sort of miracle 4v4 that we've seen before. Meeps is here, and a Riri looking to engage. The teammates aren't here yet. Meeps is in a lot of trouble, has to flash out, but it doesn't matter. Total Trash up on over, and now on a Music Boy. There, with the tower there, should be safe, but taking a lot of damage, just not
barely survives. Yeah, it's pretty bad for Meeps to be dying there for that dragon, especially because he blew his flash. Pretty unfortunate. I would still probably give the dragon advantage to Cloud9 just because I think the Hex Tech is a little more valuable in the mountain right now. Ooh.
Oh my goodness, that was... I don't even actually really understand what happened there. Riri flash forward looking for the stun, but it just hits a Malzahar shield, so nothing happens. And
Malzahar did end up blowing his flash, so I'd say worth in all chat for that one.
Yeah, it ends up being worth. It's just funny looking more than anything else. But AWE have looked really solid in this game. Really only one flub at that dragon, that first Hex Tech dragon.
Oh, absolutely.
Every other minute, they've been in control.
I'm curious how much gold this Aatrox is sitting on. He hasn't backed in so long. He's proxying the wave. He's not letting Shyvana play the game. I mean, this guy's a monster.
Yeah, absolutely dominant up in the top side, picking up a fourth tower plate. And we are going to see Aatrox go back to base, and I'm just anticipating. Is it a full item coming through? Is it finished?
I don't think he's going to get a full item. I think he's going to finish his tabbies. And
he's got 2,600 in inventory. It's not quite a full item, but holy moly.
I mean, we really have Jeff Bezos on the Aatrox here. He has literally double Shyvana's gold. Shyvana's got 3,500. He's got 7,000. He's gonna get it probably what, Caulfields and boots. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Going for the black cleaver, looks like. Opted out of the out of the tabbies. Kind of interesting because he bought the cloth armor, which made me think that he was going to go for it, but he ended up going for the merc treads this game. I think that makes a lot more sense. A lot of hard CC on Cloud9's team.
A lot of hard CC and 4 mainly magic damage dealers as well. And Jin is not exactly a tank buster, so I can definitely understand the purchase, especially the way that Gonza and Mexi have been using their ultimates to try, and they're going to have to try and slow down Aatrox in these fights. It's going to make it so much harder.
Absolutely, and the tenacity is so much value on Aatrox because if you're not attacking people, if you're stunned, you're not healing from your E, and it's just so bad for you versus getting all that tenacity and just walking through like you're the Juggernaut,
Yeah, for sure. Man, I just got like a weird moment of deja vu just seeing like a Riri's rel in game again. It brings me back. But it's coming in with a Magnet Storm from a Riri. Absolutely massive. The Zerathal, guilty, is a sniper with these and is going to land it. Music Boy is going to drop eventually 2 letters. I throw Meeps. Forced to leave. Bullet time. Not quite going to land. Meeps using the coveted tactic of walking sideways. Going to be able to get out of that one.
And we do see Music Boy having to blow both the summoner spells. Still ends up dying there. Pretty disastrous for the bot lane.
Yeah,
definitely, I think
that needs to kind of get ahead early to get stuff done. Chingy Blinders, though, is here in bot trying to find letters. Dragon Form is out. The damage is so slow.
It's the shutdown. Huge.
Yeah, it is really big for Shyvana to pick that one up. It is going to indicate to the side of AWE that Rift Herald is right for the picking. But I think C9 were going to have to give that one up anyway, so they're pretty happy with that exchange.
Yeah, I think unfortunately Shyvana is really playing poverty mode right now. I mean, she only has a bombies and tabbies versus Aatrox is a tire item up on her.
Yeah, and Trollsing is looking for more, but actually is caught out on a ward. Gonza over the wall. Looking, here comes the suppression, but there's just no damage. Just doesn't take any, and finally, more and more AoE ultimates coming out is going to get shut down by Gonza. Riri's trapped over the wall. Total Trash is getting hit by the curtain call, and Riri is just stuck in place waiting for cooldowns. Double kill for Gonza. Malzahar looking big in this one, and C9 showing signs of life.
That is absolutely disastrous for Art of Warrior. They get the huge shutdown from Aatrox right on the Malzahar. That guy's going to be doing so much damage. I think if they can transition this and maybe into a mid-turret, especially with the bounties now, it's going to be a huge pickup for Cloud9. Definitely don't count him out of this game.
Yeah, and if we look over at the gold, Aatrox is maybe 3,000 gold up on the Shyvana. But Malzahar just picked up the bank, and the junglers are pretty even, and bot lane's not necessarily going their way, but really things aren't so bad for C9. Shyvana is going to scale quite well, finally able to bring in that Mythic off the big shutdown.
Yeah, there we go, and you could see Malzahar just picked up a Rylai's, and he's got his Sork shoes. Now he's got as much money as Aatrox. That's crazy, and let me tell you how annoying it can be to play against Rylai's Malzahar. It just feels so overbearing, so difficult to engage into it.
Yeah, and I think C9, they're going to want to get onto this dragon. AWE not going to start it up quite yet. They know that C9 are in the area, and things are getting tense on this river. Cheeky Blinders walking up.
Aatrox coming down from the top side. He's going to have a flank angle.
Total Trash is taking a little bit of poke, but both sides reluctant to start the fight, but that's in favor of AWE, who are going to pick up their 5th member, now looking strong. They also have the mid push, so they could just go for the tower instead, of Mexi is going to be the one that starts up the dragon as AWE closes in.
Going in.
Flash! 4-man Magnet Storm! Oh my goodness, the bullet time, it's a disaster! As Zerathals are hitting both Music Boy and Meeps, the sniper coming in, and that should be an ace at the end of the day for AWE. I throw Meeps trying to get out of there, but maybe doesn't know that Guilty's on his tail! Boom. Ace coming in for AWE!
I mean, that was just an absolutely insane team fight. You see the Rel going into the Misfortunal, and they just get blended.
Yeah, we see why they drafted this composition, right? Riri is very, very good at this Rel. Champion that we know that he absolutely loves to play.
Making the Rel look really good, yeah.
Sees such a good opportunity.
Flash is in.
Start up the great... Yep, Flash, crash down, Magnet Storm.
Heckremolt.
What do you do?
I don't know. That was insane. I mean, once you're feared by the Hecarim, there's nothing you can do. I mean, they were absolutely on point there, Art of War. Total trash, just instantly going in after Rel, instantly getting that ult, and then Misfortune just says, all right, I press the R key on my keyboard. We win the fight now.
Yeah, big ace for AWE as they're going to look to take this one home. Clearly not happy with how things ended up yesterday. Didn't really get a fair game of League of Legends in, and they're looking to make it up for it twofold on this one.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and that is really, really bad for Art of War because I mean, you're getting your second dragon now, or sorry, really bad for Cloud9, really good for Art of War. You're getting your second dragon now, and I mean, everyone on your team is just massive at this point. You see, Misfortune's almost got her collector done. Aatrox's been huge the whole game. Xerath buys 2 needlessly large rods. He's almost got his full rabs. That guy's huge.
Yeah, the 2 big rods coming on in for Xerath. 8 stacks on a Dark Seal. Not quite wanting the Cursed Book quite yet. I understand the apprehension.
Oh, 100%. Let me tell you, if you're a mid laner and you're going second item Rabadons, you are a really happy mid laner.
Absolutely, and Guilty has been happy multiple times on the Xerath, looking absolutely signature on this pick, and Art of War now have established themselves a 7,000 gold lead just 20 minutes into the game, and even though they're not necessarily close to ending it, it feels like they may have dealt lethal damage.
I mean, absolutely. This is going to be a really, really hard one for Cloud9 to bring it back from. I mean, they're down, 6,500 gold at this point. Shyvana is, again, super poverty mode. She only has 1 item. Amumu, not, no money in the bank for him either. The only person really you see a lot of money on is Malzahar, but whether or not he can carry this game by himself, well, I have my doubts.
Yeah, and Meeps might get caught out here. Riri's looking not quite willing to pull the trigger, knows how fast that karma can run. And, both teams sort of opting into this 4-1 strategy. And Gonza is picking up a lot in the side wave, but once Trollsing on that Aatrox rolls up, it's going to be a bad time for the Malzahar.
Absolutely gorgeous itemization, I think, from the Aatrox, going for that Moth for his 3rd item. I mean, he's just not going to be able to die. The only person doing damage to you in these fights is Malzahar, and if you go for the Hex Drinker like that, it's just absolutely, you're absolutely immortal.
Yeah, especially with the Omni map on the Mom, it's so tough.
A little bit of a death bush here.
Forward, but it might be the death bushers that get deathed. As AWE are looking through, they will find a lot of damage. Not wanting to go further, they know they're outmanned.
We see Aatrox has got TP. I think they might have been able to go in there, but they're just playing it safe. They're like, hey, we're up 7,000 gold. No need to rush things.
Yeah, and when you're in this state of the game, I also think that the scaling probably does favor AWE at the end of the day, just because there's no ADC. But Riri and
huge engage
are looking for the bot lane. Meeps is going to fall first. Music Boy second. Snipe coming in from Guilty once again. And now Chingy Blinders might find total
himself a horse.
He's going to go forward. Oh my goodness, that's actually so sad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. He's just so far behind on gold. He just doesn't do any damage, unfortunately. It's really not until you get the Demonic Embrace that you start deleting people in Shyvana.
For sure. I'm used to seeing those fireballs just chunk people, so to see one bounce off like a rubber duck was very funny. For the VOD, someone needs to go back and just put the squeaky toy noise over that fireball. That'd be so funny.
100%. And I mean, Art of War is just running away with this game. They were able to pick up the mid turret. Aatrox is so far ahead of Shyvana. Hecarim is so far ahead of Amumu. Xerath just picked up his Rabadons. That guy is going to be doing so much damage now. Oh my god, he probably has like 450 AP.
Yeah,
Misfortune
absolutely.
going with the Korean strategy, never buy full boots. I don't get it, but it's popular with all the kids these days.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you don't need it. The ghost definitely helps, but I don't know. I'm so used to just boots being some of the most efficient items in terms of stats.
100%. So. Misfortune barely buys any attack speed. It's just going to be Kraken, Berserkers, and that's it. I mean, maybe he goes for the tabbies just to stay alive because he doesn't really need to do that much damage here. I don't know. I'm interested to see what he goes for. I think tabbies or even Mercs could be definitely viable here.
C9 have to use so much of their peeling resources onto just getting Aatrox and Hecarim off of them that Leathers has been untouched in that fight.
I mean, I don't know what I would do if I was Cloud9 here and I looked at Aatrox and I saw that he had his full maw already. That guy's humongous.
Well, somebody needs some heal reduction, and it is going to be Meeps trying to pick up the Putrefier, but Well, while Karma can apply it to other teammates, it's not as consistent as something like Seraphine, so
Yeah.
I don't
we
know
just
who
see the
buys
Bramble
the
Vest
second.
on Amumu.
Okay, there we go.
Also
I was about to...
Moonrail. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that is probably the next best applier of the heal cut, and it's going to be necessary, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough.
100%. Once you get that Thornmail, all hard CC applies that, so you just go into Mumu, you press R, and, you know, you're cutting their healing. But again, I just think, even if you cut Aatrox's healing, I still think the guy takes no damage. I mean, Jhin isn't going to do it. You know, Jin's not going to be doing the damage to him, and he's got so much magic resistance at this point. Even if Malzahar presses R on him, I don't think it's going to be enough.
5 people at the Drake for AWE, 4 for the side of C9 as they begin to shred this dragon. They take it really fast. I'm not sure what C9 wants to do. They've already been chugged out of the fight, and I think they're just going to try and set up a curtain call, or they're just going to stand around, and now...
Oh, boy.
Dragon Storm
Oh,
again!
my God.
Split finds 3! Cheeky Blinders is now 1 versus 3. Gonna have to try and ult over the wall and get out of there. Guilty and Letters aren't gonna like that very much. Gonna try and chase them down, but Riri.
I mean, again, we just see that huge combo, just flashing in there on the Rel into the ultimate ability, and then Hecarim going in there, pressing R, fearing everybody. Fortune's like, alright, well, I'm just gonna press R. Everybody dies.
Yeah,
but I gotta say, dude, Letters this game is so happy. He's like, oh man. He's gonna get his damage numbers at the end of this game. He's gonna have a big smile on his face, let me tell you.
Yeah, Riri showing what this pick is really all about, and just showing the expertise on the champion. Cheeky Blinders is gonna go down, and C9 or AWE, I think, gets to have their cake and eat it too. They're leaving Aatrox in that middle lane.
Absolutely, and we actually do see Misfortune pick up those Yeezys. He gets the Grievous, or you know, he gets the Zerker's Greaves. You know, good to see. I think, you know, movement speed is so valuable on ADCs. I never understand when they wait so long to get the boots. And then, you know, pretty free Baron here. There's really nothing Cloud9 can do, considering Aatrox is shoving you in mid lane. And, I mean, it's just a pretty free Baron, pretty free pickup. It's going to be 1,500 gold swing. They're going to be up, what, 10k gold after this? Really, really hard game for Cloud9 to come back from.
Yeah, and, you know, as we begin the second round robin, we really start to see the echelons that the teams are in start to separate a little bit. There are a lot of teams that came into this week 3 and 4, and we're starting to see kind of what people expected, where it's INT definitively at the top. You got RLS and Art of War, who unfortunately didn't get to play their game. I was enjoying the first 15 minutes we got to play that one, but unfortunate that we don't get to actually see it. So that's going to be a fun week 7 matchup for sure. I'm really excited for that one, and then most teams are sort of in this middle of the pack area, and C9, fortunately, it's going to be tough for them to make playoffs at this rate.
Yeah, I mean, you know, going the first round robin without a win, really unfortunate. I mean, into INT, they actually did look pretty good. They had a huge gold advantage early on in the game, but unfortunately, their team fight coordination is just not there. I'd love to see them get some more maybe flex schemes in, work on the team fight coordination, because I really don't think that they're that bad of a team. I do think that they have some miscommunication going on.
Gonza is going to be another casualty. You can flash keep spell shield, but it does not matter. Letters on
oh my god, he dies instantly.
Got collected.
I do see the Medjai's coming out from Xerath.
It's finally time. 10,000, 13,000. That's enough. That's enough confidence to pick up the cursed book. And, you know, all I'm saying is that if that was an RLS mid laner, RLS would proceed to lose the entire gold lead until the Medjai's was sold. That's how the cursed book works for RLS. So I doubt that's going to happen for AWE, but
I don't see it. I mean, Xerath is so safe. He plays so far back. I mean, it's an artillery mage. I don't see how he dies. Nobody's really diving him. And he's playing these fights so well. He's sitting so far back. He's not letting himself get hit by any of these AoE abilities. And I mean, look how beefy his front line is. They're not going to get through Hecarim. They're not going to get through Rel. They're not going to get through Aatrox. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and it's sort of just a tough bleed him out kind of state as AWE utilizing this Baron to full effect all 3 lanes, and Xerath and Aatrox just able to stay safe as the one in the 1-3-1 composition. And
really strong 1-1-3 here with the Aatrox and the Xerath splitting. I don't know, I really like this, like stranglehold kind of going on with the Baron. Gonna pick up these turrets. Looks like Aatrox is getting the top turret for free.
Fredo flashes for Amumu's trying to make a play happen. They bring all 5 members and they don't find anything, and that means that AWE are going to pick up the top inhibitor, probably the mid inhibitor, and that means they can focus everybody on
cheeky blinders. I do not know if you want to walk up to that guy.
That guy's a little big. I don't know if you remember the last.
Guy is a little bit of a problem.
But they are gonna look for it. Oh my goodness, the chin shot.
They're just being choked
Like
out
it'll
wherever they're
land.
not. Whenever they're not, Art of War is. Oh, there's the second inhib, and there's the third one. Boom.
Mexi wants the game to end, tries to
Oh
go
my
in, gets
God,
blown
that Aatrox
up
damage is
immediately.
huge.
Gonza looking at Letters, who might actually go down, and that's a huge kill for C9! They get another one before the game's over. There's something to celebrate for C9.
Just making sure he couldn't farm KDA, you know. Just giving him a
Maybe-
little
Maybe
ego
the only
check.
thing, maybe the only thing to celebrate in maybe the last 18 minutes of this one, but AWE are going to pick up a clean win and improve their record to 5-3, I believe, at the end of this one.
17,000 gold difference. 17,000 gold difference that game. 9-27. Pretty clean victory from Art of War. I mean, you had a couple good team fights from Cloud9, but I mean, the combo with Rel, with Misfortune, with Hecarim was just too much, and you had that super strong top side. I mean, Trolls You just looks fantastic on that Aatrox. I gotta say, there's not a whole lot of people where I can, confidently say that I'd want them playing Aatrox, especially in FOF, but that guy's combos were just fantastic. I'd say him and Jappy I've seen have the best Aatrox combos.
Yeah, I think the damage numbers tell the full story. You see, if you look at the top side, you're like, oh, Karma support, I guess, did a lot of damage. 9,000, that bar looks pretty full. You look down and you see the Aatrox damage.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Guilty on the Xerath, not too far behind. Absolute masterclass from AWE. And honestly, I felt like it was the Rel ults and the Rel plays that were really facilitating everything from AWE that game. Aurori looked fantastic.
Absolutely, Aurori looks so good on the Rel. Oh my god, I'm so impressed with that, honestly. And considering that coming into this, not sure how good Rel is. I mean, he just made it look fantastic. I think it might be a strong pick in the future.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see if other teams start to try and emulate it, because it certainly looks strong here. That being said, that is our final game of the night, but before you go to bed on this one, we've got another interview with the victorious AWE, so stay tight.
Hello, folks. Chris Edgeworth here with tonight's final interview, joined this time by Letters of Art of War Esports. How are you feeling after the win?
Feeling good. I'm feeling good. I have a lot to say, but I'm feeling great.